Hello, this is Brian Rezny, President of Rezny Wealth Management, bringing you an important update about the economy and the investment markets. Well, we're firmly in August. Generally speaking, the economy is doing quite well. Unemployment is still very strong. I know there's been a lot of talk about recessions, market pullbacks. Well, if you kind of look at where the market pulled back, we've already recouped half the losses for the year. And net, if you look at the big index like the S&P 500, it's only down around 10% year to date. Could we go back and retest those lows? It is a possibility. That's fairly normal, to be brutally honest. Or could we go and ultimately go to new highs by the end of the year? That also is very possible. One of the things that I want to stress is this, and I've had a number of conversations with clients in the last few weeks, where we did either in-person or phone reviews, and kind of the same question comes up. I'm hearing a lot of talk on the media about, recession and the stock market and the world coming to an end, and I'm hearing that. Bottom line, folks, the news media has to hype everything. A lot of the calls about recession, are we in a recession right now? Technically, 2 quarters of negative GDP can signal a recession, but it doesn't mean you're in a recession. There's many other factors that contribute really to a pullback in the economy, and a big one of those would really be employment and really rising unemployment numbers, and we're not seeing that at this point. So will we have a soft landing? Will we have a real recession? Will the market retest those lows? These are all potential things that can happen. What we're looking at, though, is I think we have probably bottomed for the year, unless things substantially change and really get negative in the economy, which, again, we're currently not seeing. But, again, we're researching this every single day. Unemployment market seems to be pretty good. The consumer seems to be holding up. Rate of change on inflation is slowly getting better. So remember, rate of change is if you go from $2 gas, obviously, to $4 gas, the rate of change is very big. Well, when you're at $4 and you go to $4.20 a gallon, the rate of change is much smaller. So what you're going to find is, as again we get into the second half of the year, we're going to start seeing some of the big inflation numbers, the rate of change starting to abate some. So while inflation will still be somewhat elevated, we probably will not be running 8 or 9% inflation through the end of the year. And as we get into next year, realistically, we'll probably be in that 3.5% inflation range, which again is very manageable and doable. I think ultimately, whether we have a soft landing, that means the Fed orchestrated a smooth transition out of inflation and quantitative easing. Realistically, the markets probably would go up. If we actually are in a recession right now, then the Fed's going to ease rates, and then typically when that happens, the market goes up. So either scenario, there's really almost a double positive for the markets to go up, more so than them to go down or the economy to get really weak like what we saw in 2008. Remember, 2008 recession was really brought on by a huge bubble of asset prices, really in the housing market and over-levered consumers with housing and mortgages and multiple houses. We are not in that situation today. So can there be a soft landing? I think that's very possible. Will inflation abate as we get into next year? Certainly, based upon rate of change. So we like what we see. We've made a few adjustments in portfolios. We will be making a few more in the upcoming weeks. And as always, we are here to communicate well with our clients and make sure we keep your portfolio moving in the right direction over time. And for us, we're long-term investors. I'm looking at the next 3 years, and I think in the next 3 years, you, the client, will be ecstatic. Remember, every year your account doesn't go up 10%. Some years it could go down 10%. It can happen. Realize that. But if you make foolish choices, if you make emotional decisions, that's what ultimately hurts your overall long-term return. And we're here to do what's right for your portfolio, properly manage, do a lot of research, and keep you well communicated to. If you have any questions about your portfolio, if you have any referrals you'd like to refer to our firm, we love your business and we love your referrals. Make sure you have yourself a safe and profitable day.